Will from Tassie Freedivers here, and in today's video, myself and two mates get dropped in the middle of Tasmania's remote south coast. We have to walk for 3 days to get back to society, and I can only eat food that I catch from the ocean. This was probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done, so sit down and enjoy.
You actually caught it, don't worry.
The journey began when we boarded a professional abalone boat in Hobart, the capital city of Tasmania. The boat then took us about 110 kilometres from Hobart to the south coast. On this journey, we got to experience stunning coastlines from the water, dolphins swimming around the boat and fascinating stories from the 5 abalone fishermen. Most importantly though, I ate as much food as I could. As soon as I stepped off the boat on the south coast, I was only allowed to eat food that I caught myself. I also had my friends Lily and Lewis, who came along to support me and also join the adventure. They had both brought food to eat on the trip, but they still joined me in feasting on all of the food the abalone fishermen were feeding us.
Delivered to us by banjos.
After eating lots of food, Lily went to sleep and we're not sure if she was in a food coma or she was seasick. After that, I remembered we were making a video, so I decided to talk to the camera. So guys, we've now been on the boat for about 7 hours. It's been a pretty awesome time just cruising the southeast corner. It's a pretty stunning evening. The wind started to drop off. We had a few waves, so we're just going to get dropped over on the rocks somewhere here in a second. So the plan is we'll chuck all of our packs into one of the little tinnies on the boat, and then we'll jump in the tinny, buzz into shore, try and find somewhere to pull out of the waves, jump on the rocks, and then the boat's going to leave us and we're on our own in the middle of the south coast. There's absolutely no one else in sight. Once we get to shore, no more food, so I'll have to jump in and try and get myself a feed straight out the ocean for dinner. We should be in by about probably 5:30 PM, in and settled on the shore, so plenty of time for an evening dive. But yeah, loving it. The ride to shore in the small boat was pretty fun, but as soon as we were ashore, the abalone boat left and we were on our own. We all stood on the shore for a minute and took in the beauty that now surrounded us. Unfortunately, I couldn't spend too long admiring the scenery as I needed to get in the water and catch some dinner. Righto guys, so I'm about gearing up now. I'm about to jump in and try and find a crayfish or an abalone or something like that. Ready?
Jump in.
Oh, it's definitely not as cold as warm as the east coast. On this dive, I was surprised by how cold the water was. It definitely felt a few degrees colder than the east coast, which is likely due to the colder southern ocean currents which flow along the south coast. I had to stay focused though and hunt for food. On this dive, I was looking for abalone, which live on the rocks amongst the thick seaweed, and crayfish or lobsters, which live under the rocks in dark caves and cracks. The 15-degree water did make me cold quite fast, but luckily I found a lobster before I got too cold, so I had a go at grabbing it. Swim back in. Alright guys, on the dive just then, got an abalone, got a little female crayfish. The abalone is sized and the crayfish is also sized. The cray and an ab I'll cook up for dinner shortly, and at least for tonight I won't be going hungry. How good. Before cooking dinner, we decided to have a quick explore, which was fun and also helped me warm up after the dive.
Right, what have we found here?
What we found here, guys, It's some lovely natural sea salt. Just dry it up on the rocks. Scrape it off. Have a lick. That's pretty nice.
It's not that nice.
It's been an hour without food. You're already cracking into the sea
No, that's
salt.
actually quite good.
Well, it's good
It's
delirious.
definitely got a different taste to normal salt. That's really good.
There you have it, folks.
Wow. You can market that and sell it. They call this the Ricky Ponting. After throwing a few rocks, I was warm and ready for dinner. So first up, guys, I'm going to eat my abalone tonight. That's probably 250, 300 grams of meat in there, I reckon. I'm going to rinse it, cut it thinly, fry it up, and just have it with some salt and pepper. I brought a few tiny little condiments just to make things taste a bit nicer. So I've just fried up this abalone. And also, that yacht, which I don't know if we've got any shots of in the background, a dinghy just came in, and I've met my sailing instructor from when I was about 10 years old, Ian Johnson, who's come in and said g'day. He's also brought us some tuna, so it's a great time, but I'm going to give him a little bit of abalone.
I'm here to trade tuna for abalone.
Yeah.
Well, cheers. I'll have another bit just to be sure.
Get into it.
Cheers.
Yeah, so very simple recipe, and it tastes absolutely magnificent. Not many carbs, so I'll see how I feel in the morning, but for now, it tastes pretty awesome. Yeah, it's been a good day. Righto, so I know I wasn't allowed to eat any food that I brought, and I wasn't allowed to bring any food, but here's some tuna from Ian. None of us brought it, and he gave it to us, so we're counting this as food that I can eat, and it's pretty amazing. Like this year, salt, pepper, lemon juice, how good. Watching the sunset straight out west. Pan around to that, my boy.
Pretty beautiful.
Living off the land, not as hard as it seems. I'll see you in the morning. How good. After dinner, we chilled out and watched the sunset. I was feeling pretty good, probably because I'd eaten food on the boat all day. At this stage, I definitely didn't realise that things were about to get a whole lot harder. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning.
How are you feeling this morning, Will?
Oh, I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling a little bit probably more weak and tired than normal, but I don't know if that's because I'm waking up kind of early. We'll get up soon. See how I go, because today's the first day where I'm actually having no brought food. Like, I had food on the boat yesterday. I'm pretty hungry for breakfast, but we might try a bit of a different technique for getting crays this morning because the water's quite cold. I don't want to spend too long in there because that does drain the energy. We'll get up and we'll get hunting.
The plan for the morning was simple: catch a lobster for breakfast. I'd heard stories of old fishermen catching crayfish in baited socks, so I put some tuna in my sock, tied a rope onto it and tried to lure the crayfish out from their underwater caves. The captain was manning one of my cray lines while I set up another one, and look what he caught. That ate the sock and he pulled it up, and there you go. We're going to release him out on the other side of the cove so he doesn't come back and keep eating all of our cray bait. Excellent work. So we're not having too much luck with the crayfish socks. We haven't seen any crays yet, but Lily has done an absolute solid, and she went back to our campsite and grabbed our dive gear. So I'm going to jump in a second to board shorts and try and scrounge a cray or two. Alright, I'm going to jump in, try and nail a couple of crays. Yeah, still need breakfast.
Yeah, he's looking very seductive there, Wilbur.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that I'm next to you.
Oh, there's a fish there, he must have liked it. We're going to try and seduce some crays.
Oh, it's so nice. It's so cold though. Like, so much colder than over there.
Oh no.
Like an ice bath.
Oh no.
Have you got the GoPro?
Despite the water being incredibly cold, this dive site was super pretty, and it quickly became one of my favourites I'd ever dived on the South Coast. milk lobster, bit of breakfast. I'll see if I can get a few more to store up for supplies. Here, grab this.
Yeah, sure.
I ended up grabbing one more lobster. There were plenty in the cove, but most were below the minimum size. We then headed back to camp so I could cook my breakfast. Alright, so what I'm doing now, guys, I've just got my crayfish. I've separated the tail and the head. I'm going to cut all the legs out with the shoulders, steam those up, save them for a snack, and I'm going to cut up the tail meat and just fry that up with a bit of salt and pepper. That'll be my breakfast. The steamed legs will be my snacks for the trail. That is my breakfast. So what's the time, Captain?
Oh, probably 11:15.
11, breakfast is served. How good. Let's give it a try. That's actually a pretty good breakfast. Not bad.
See us in the reflection of this.
While this cove was utterly stunning, we had to get moving. The 40-kilometre track to civilisation was not going to walk itself, so we packed up the camp and started the trek. Alright guys, so we've finished with this campsite now. We've packed up our gear. We're going to try and walk about 5 hours this afternoon to get into Granite Beach and camp there tonight. But loaded up! I've got some crayfish legs boiled up in my bag. I've got a hopefully live crayfish still in there for dinner tonight. I'm feeling pretty good, to be honest. I do definitely feel like eating sugar. I'm definitely missing that. This is the longest I've gone without sugar for a long time, and it hasn't even been 24 hours. But yeah, we'll hit the trails and see how we go. We thought there might be a track somewhere leading out of this cove up to the South Coast track. We haven't really been able to find it. We don't know if we've just missed it because it's overgrown or if it actually exists or not. So we found a pretty clear looking sort of ridge up a hill, and we're going to try and just weave our way through some bracken and trees and make our way to the South Coast track and then continue along the South Coast track. How many kilometres do you reckon we're doing this afternoon, Captain, on the actual track?
Oh, probably 10 or so, or 12.
Nice light afternoon of 10 kilometres. I'll reward myself with a nice meal of crayfish at the end. How good. Now the footage here really doesn't do the terrain justice. It took us over an hour to move 400 metres out of the cove as we were fighting a wall of wilderness with all our muscles. To make it even harder, not eating any energy-rich food was beginning to take a toll too. My strength was draining.
We've got to get some organic ones. You can't be in presenter mode the whole time. You have to be in Wilbur mode sometimes.
That stuff back there, it's a little bit clearer now, but that stuff we're doing to get out of that cove, definitely some of the harder walking I've done in my time. I just feel weak.
Yep, got one way to go, mate.
Those are craytail, and usually I just have so much chocolate and Coke and everything. How far have we gone so far, Captain?
Oh, distance, probably 500 metres.
Oh, I can see why they built a track.
Go figure. How's the menace going? Up and about.
Oh, you guys are addicted to food.
Alright. Pretty sure the South Coast track is just about there. Probably 250 metres away.
We've made it to the track. Somehow. Now we have to go that way for a bit, and we'll find somewhere shady so I can have some lunch because I'm actually getting hungry, but I'm also sick of the heat of the sun, so I need somewhere shady and breezy. Have feed. Onwards. The cobbers are eating a bit of food, and I can smell. I never really can smell lolly snakes, but I can strongly smell lolly snakes, and I'm getting hungry.
They're really good. You should have one.
The captain's onto them. I have no idea what Lily's eating.
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears. Yeah, so I'm still starving away, but you know, doing it to just prove to. Whoa, ho, 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 Captain. You really don't realise how much energy you use hiking until you don't have food. Lewis and Lily were smashing down food every half an hour, and their every bite was making me more and more hungry.
Stopping here for some lunch. Good grease as. Just cooked. I haven't felt this for a long time if ever. Just no energy. Every footstep's actually hard. It's actually quite a dumb idea.
And even his hat, it's falling apart. Tragic.
In the trenches. Classic lunch. Little morsel. See if I can get this leg out properly, Captain. I just need to film. Hey.
Does it taste good?
Not really. I want sugar.
With a hungry belly, we continued on. The crayfish I was eating was not giving me much energy. I'd eaten about 300 grams of crayfish meat, which would have had approximately 1,000 kilojoules of energy. The same weight of bread has over 3,000 kilojoules, for perspective. A man hiking uses 12 to 20,000 kilojoules per day, which is more than 10 times what I'd consumed so far. No wonder I was feeling weak.
That granite beach in there was over the whole headland.
Over the headland.
So guys, we just rocked up at Surprise Bay. What's the time, anyone?
Probably about 5.
Time's about 5, so we've been walking for like 4.5 hours. And we've made it from our cove near New River Lagoon down to Surprise Bay. So we're not doing that great for time, to be honest. We're going pretty slow. But I just can't go very fast. I feel heavy, tired, legs dead. So I can see why like food is a bit like, I don't know, it's not like petrol, because when you run out of petrol in a car you just completely stop. But you definitely don't go as well without it. So yeah, we're aiming now to walk across this beach, Surprise Bay, over the headland and into Granite Beach where we'll stay the night, but I'm slightly buggered. But we'll get there soon and I'll cook up that crayfish and have a feed. Hopefully that gets me up and about again.
Despite feeling fairly cooked, I tried to maintain an energetic appearance. I'm not sure if I was doing it for the camera or if I was trying to trick myself into thinking I was fine. I still had a long way to walk over the next few days and I was trying not to think about it. The priority now was to make it over the next hill to the next camp and eat my crayfish.